What's going on, you guys? This is Ryan from Wadfigs here, and just got back from Summerslam, and I want to apologize in advance if I sound like I'm bitching or complaining, because, you know, overall I thought the show was awful, but I'm going to get into everything. Actually, I won't be getting into everything. There's a lot of stuff I'm going to leave off because I just didn't care enough about it, like the pre-show and whatnot. I wasn't able to see all of the pre-show because I was just getting to the arena when it started, so I guess we can just hop into this. Starting things off with the Jericho versus Enzo and Kaz match. You know, this is a fine match. Nothing bad about it, really. I did get my prediction wrong. I thought Enzo and Kaz was going to win. However, Jericho picked up the victory, and it looks like they might be sticking around as a tag team for a little while, which is awesome because they had great chemistry. Their finisher was pretty cool. It looks a little sloppy, but I'm sure over time, the pop-up code breaker or whatever they're calling it, it's gonna look great. So this match was fine. It was a good opener. It was fun, you know, starting off the night, you know, chanting with Enzo and whatnot, so no problems with this match. The stuff with the New Day was kind of all over the place. I thought Jon Stewart was funny for the most part. My favorite part with Jon Stewart is probably when the ring post-itis skit with the club, and when they had the little jar for Jon Stewart and he was saying it's fair. That was just hilarious. I thought he did great, especially towards the end of the match. And, you know, as they were threatening to give Jon Stewart ring post-itis or whatever, Big E came out and the match ended in a DQ, which not really a fan of. I really thought the club was going to win. I was actually kind of hoping for that, honestly. As much as I love New Day, I just wanted to see something different. So the New Day retains due to DQ, which isn't very good guy liked. I wish Big E maybe would have just came out and had a stare down instead of attacking, but I get it, you know, he wanted to save Jon Stewart. This just kind of blended in with a lot of the other just mediocre stuff. Nothing against the New Day, I still love him, just thought this is kind of okay. We had The Miz versus Apollo Crews, which felt like it was 5 minutes long. I'm sure this was just on the receiving end of time cuts or something because the show seemed to run a little bit late. I mean, there's nothing really to critique it about. Miz got the clean win over Apollo Crews. I did predict The Miz to win. I'm happy he won. I think, you know, like I said in my last video, when he loses the title, it should be something special because he's had a pretty long reign so far. The match was just okay, really quick, which is unfortunate, and not really much I can say about it. This is one of the more shocking things on the whole night. We had Sasha Banks versus Charlotte, where Charlotte actually defeated Sasha, and I just read now that Sasha was injured prior to this. She had some nagging injuries, so that's why they took the title off her. She was taken off the house shows, so Charlotte gets the victory. I thought the match wasn't as good as the match they had on Raw. I'm trying to stay positive here because there were a lot of really cool moments. There were just a couple of things that were kind of off and like killed the momentum slowly of the match. Charlotte winning, not a fan of it. You know, I wish Sasha kept the title, but if she's injured, makes total sense. So Charlotte gets the victory, and Sasha has a very short title reign. This actually like really got on my nerves because before Monday Night Raw, I was actually really excited to see this match, and it seemed like I was starting to like Reigns a little bit, and his push for the U.S. title. And then they did the match on Raw, and that just kind of like confused me because why would you do a match that's on the pay-per-view before Raw? If they did it because they knew they would have to cut it short, because, you know, it was running late or whatnot, then, you know, you didn't have to do it on Raw, and plus the Brawl, whatever, was basically the same length as a regular match, so I don't see why not doing that. So this kind of, you know, it killed the excitement for me when they did it on Raw, and the whole thing with the Brawl, it just, I don't know, nothing really surprised me. It was predictable and whatnot, and it wasn't funny, and I didn't enjoy it, and it was just time killing, so it looked like I was excited for Reigns as U.S. champion, at least the possibility of it, and then it just kind of died off pretty quickly. Here we have Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, and I mean, before I even talk about this match, what the hell were they thinking with that Universal title? I mean, they essentially just took the WWE Championship, dipped it in red paint, and said, here you go, this is a new title. You know, so much for the new era, and they're doing the same old stuff. You know, that really bothered me, and being a part of the crowd, I'm sure you could hear that it really bothered them. In fact, I think the chants and whatnot really took away from the match itself, because as the match started, they were just still chanting about the belt and just booing it constantly, and it did take away from the beginning of the match, but this match, it picked up towards the end. I thought sort of like the Shield triple threat, it was just missing like one more really good thing to make this a great match. I thought it was good, not as good as I expected, but I hope they're continuing this feud because I'd love to see more matches between these two. But like I said, you know, I'm happy Finn got the win cleanly. He's the first ever Universal Champion. I'm hoping that this title is prestigious. However, putting a US title match and a non-title match after it really got under my skin. But it was a fine match, not what I expected. Happy Finn got the win. This was also kind of surprising because it was so, like, I hate to say boring, but it was pretty boring. It just seemed really slow, and I don't know why that was. I don't know what the deal was with this match. It seemed very slow, honestly, and it was very boring to watch. Ambrose got the win. Ziggler just seemed off. I don't know what it was. He didn't seem himself. So Ziggler loses. Ambrose wins. I'm going to assume that Ziggler will be getting a shot at the IC title. I don't know why. I just feel like that's going to be happening because he lost and Apollo lost. And, of course, with AJ winning, I'm assuming he'll get a shot at Ambrose's title. This match was just really disappointing. The hype was really good for it, but it just didn't pay off. This was easily my favorite match. It was incredible. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. You know, a lot of people said that the first time AJ Styles and John Cena met at Money in the Bank that it was going to be this amazing thing, and it was kind of just a pretty good match. They didn't really pull out all the stops with it like they did here, which is exactly what I knew would happen because this match was easily the best match on the card. Just super enjoyable, and not only that, but I predicted it, and I'm so happy it came true. AJ Styles gets the clean victory over John Cena. It was shocking when I saw it, but as soon as AJ kicked out of that second rope AA, I knew that that was it. AJ has to win, and I'm hoping he goes into a title feud with Ambrose. It's just, you know, I'm actually proud of WWE in a way that they're giving AJ Styles this nod, beating Cena clean on a big pay-per-view like SummerSlam. It's awesome. Not sure what's up with the Cena stuff with the armband, leaving it in the ring, if he's like teasing that he's leaving or whatnot. That was a little confusing, but this match was the absolute peak of the show. Now we move on finally to our main event, or this hot pile of garbage of a match that went on last where it shouldn't have, because they should be building it like nothing is more important than the world titles, but it's Brock Lesnar, so of course he goes on last. Just the luster for Brock Lesnar is so gone with me now. I don't know what it is with Brock. I just haven't been a fan of him as of late. We had Brock Lesnar taking on Randy Orton in the main event, and if you've seen any Brock Lesnar match, you know, over the past 2 years, you know how this match went with the suplexes, and then he gets put through a table, which seems like every match, and it ended so horribly. I don't know what happened there, whether or not Orton was legitimately hurt, and that's how they had to end it, where he got busted open, like, real bad with those elbows of Brock. And, you know, I'm trying to stay positive here because the experience was fun of the show, but this was the absolute worst way to go off the air with just this non-finish, this TKO. It's a little bit ridiculous that you add a main event with a TKO, and I didn't think, you know, everyone was chanting Goldberg to come out to save Brock, or to save Orton, because Brock was just going at him, and Shane came out and he gave Shane an F5 or whatever. It's just, you know, as someone who paid like a good amount of money to see this show, this isn't something you want to go on last. You want that resolution. You want that thing that you've been waiting for, or a good ending, and this was just awful, and it really did set the tone, I guess, for how I felt about the whole show. I mean, maybe my opinions would be different if this match was awesome, but it really wasn't. It was just a lot of suplexes and an RKO, and there you go. That's it. Brock Lesnar gets a lot of money. And it's just disappointing, but that's going to do it for my SummerSlam thoughts. Man, I really thought coming out of this, or before the show, that I would just be happy, and like this seemed like a better card than WrestleMania, but honestly it was just as disappointing, and I hate to sound so negative, but that's just how I feel. So, thank you guys for watching. Sorry for the down ending here, just like this pay-per-view, but as always, stay tuned to the next one.